we got a great team put together, and we just feel it's a beautiful spot because it's like an old. It used to be a restaurant. They closed in the pandemic. The owner of the restaurant unfortunately passed away, but he was friends with my chef who I work for now, and it was like this nice. It's part of a greenhouse, and there's a restaurant right beside the greenhouse and connected to.
Yeah.
And so little by little we just talked, and that's what they were known for previously, was like that brunch hour. So we're like, okay, we're gonna push that and capitalize on that brunch and what people expect to come out of there, and literally we open tomorrow.
Very cool, man.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Are you opening anything more after that? Probably.
Funny enough, St. Louis has been working on a food hall. It's down more on the downtown.
Denver is all there is over there.
Yeah,
and they're awesome.
Yeah, I've heard there's a bunch in Nashville too.
Okay, yeah, I'll check it out.
And
they're great workplaces.
Huh?
Go have some coffee and then lunch. Have some lunch and then
a little bit of everything. And the beauty with this one, like they're not having replicas in there. Like, so if there's a pizza place, there's no other pizza place.
I like that. Yeah, I like that.
So everyone gets to kind of shine on their own.
That's great.
Yeah,
it sucks when you put two pieces. Yeah.
Funny enough, we're the culinary consultants for the food hall.
Okay.
So we've gotten people in the stalls. We're making sure like some of these up and coming people that didn't want to have necessarily brick and mortars or food trucks. They have like their established spot and honing in on their cuisine and stuff.
What's it called?
The City Foundry.
City Foundry.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. What neighborhood in Nashville?
It's literally just downtown, right next to the Enterprise Center, which is home of the St. Louis Blues hockey team.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you see a big Ferris wheel, that's where it is, basically.
Okay.
And we're going to put in a Neapolitan pizza.
I just passed there, I believe.
Probably, yeah. We're going to be one of the last stalls, but we're going to put in a Neapolitan Pizzeria.
Very cool.
So, like, we have the two pasterias, and they're very similar to Neapolitan, but not like that traditional method.
Yeah.
So I just started literally R&D yesterday, playing around with pizza doughs. Got the Modernist Cuisine pizza book, so shout out to them for creating such a huge fucking Bible.
Little roadmap.
Yeah.
That's like not dry like a Scoffier.
Oh my gosh. I mean, hell, there's a recipe. They show you how to make pizza dough inside a RoboCoupe because you develop the gluten faster in a minute's time than you would in a standing mixer for 10 minutes.
Really?
I'm like, what? And I did it, and I was like,
yeah.
So I got like all these different doughs kind of resting.
We would always make pasta dough in the RoboCoupe.
I heard that after I started reading about it.
It's honestly so easy. Like, all you're doing is you put the flour in, you fucking put the eggs in there, and it's like, it's done.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
a ball, done. And then you just knead the fuck out of it, and honestly, it's a great method.
Awesome.
No offense to the people doing it by hand. Joe Sasto, don't come at me, dog. It's all good. But it's it's a cool way to do it.
Yeah.
Cool. So, what's next on the horizon for you other than restaurants? Personal life, anything new? You said you bought a house?
Yeah, I just recently bought a house.
Very cool.
It took about a year in the housing market, just like anything else. It was chaos. A lot of people were just throwing money, and we were just getting outbidded, and funny enough and thankful, fucking Facebook brought us to a house they were not going to put it on the market, and they were like, hey, if you guys want to see this house, we'll sell it to you off the market.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, and we saw the house, and it was in the neighborhood that we enjoyed, and we're just like, okay,
let's do it.
Yeah. So, little by little, we're putting our own touches on it, and we just actually hosted our first, because we wanted to, we want to host people, we want to have dinners and stuff like that, and we just had our first dinner over there on Monday night with a couple couples, and that was fun, and just it was just a beautiful evening, and
that's legit, man.
Yeah,
fucking hell yeah.
And St. Louis is a great growing flyover state, but it also has so much passion, and I think when we were out in California, we kept on talking about St. Louis because we just felt so connected. And funny enough, where we're going to eat tonight at Miley, the owner, Kui, came out to eat with a barbecue guy by the name of Mike Emerson, who owned Pappy's. They came out to eat at Single Thread, but then Kui also made pho for the staff meal.
Oh, cool.
And when I say he made pho, he made fucking like 50 gallons of pho broth.
Yeah,
and everything.
Baby.
So we had pho for like I feel like months on it.
Cooking rice with it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. And so that was like that, first step of like, oh, St. Louis has a lot to offer. And eating out in California, and I felt 75% of the restaurants just took advantage of being in California, where it's like you're going to get mediocre food in a way, but those 25% that actually like push, and I'm not just saying it had to be fine dining, but I felt like I was disappointed in a lot of meals in California.
Gotcha.
Because I was in California, I expected just more from it, if you will. But I was like, maybe that's why I'm attracted to St. Louis so much, because everyone pushes so hard. There's not a bad meal in the city.
Gotcha.
If everyone gives a shit and cares, there's not a bad meal in the city.
Holy fuck, those are California fighting words over there, bro. You're going to have a lot of chefs listening like, what the fuck you say, bro? Coming down to St. Louis. Don't come to St. Louis.
When we got married, some of our friends from California came out and, went to some of these restaurants, and they were just like, holy fuck, this is St. Louis. Like, we are meat and potatoes, but we're so much more than that, and more history and all these stories that I love to like share and stuff like that. And I think that's the beauty of St. Louis. And just like you said, there's like that new chapter of fine dining restaurants. There's these new chapters of St. Louis restaurants where, again, like Kevin and Gerard led the way of like some recognition nationally. Recently, there was definitely some forefathers from that as well. But, there's some new chefs. There's Logan Eli, who has a place called The Lucky Accomplice. He came from Blue Hill, and he's doing some really unique things, attracting a different age group, crowd. There is Elmwood, who Chris Kelly owns. Again, it's a little more lively, hip, if you will.
So the scene is changing before your very eyes.
Yeah, so like coming back here, not to say like I wanted to open up anything, but I want to make these connections where I want to, if I can help you out tomorrow, that's my success story. If I can bridge people together, if I want to meet these new chefs that I haven't met by the 3 years that I wasn't here, and get acquainted and help each other out, because again, it is that community. And meeting a chef 4 months ago from Aspen that Gerard knew. I was like, oh, you work at Single Thread? Anyway, I can get connected with Chef Kyle, and I'd like to maybe set up some stages for his team. I saw him again 2 days ago, and he's like, oh, thank you so much again for setting that up. I got my third employee going out there for a stage for a month. And like, see, that's gratifying to me. If I can help people out like that, and if I can progress someone, if I'm not progressing myself, but if I'm connecting people, if I'm making the scene better than what it is, then I feel like that's my drive right now, if you will.
As the guards change over to us from the greats that precede us, or precede, is that the right word? Came before? No, that's came after. No, I've been driving for 20 hours. I'm a little loopy, but that's the narrative. It's like I want to help the next generation. That's what I want to do. I don't give a fuck about my success. I give a fuck about the success of the people who are working for me, who are under me, who are someday gonna fly away from the nest and do their thing. It's like we were talking before the show. My idea for the family tree of chefs and cooks, like a virtual Google map of that.
Totally.
And I mean, we're all connected somehow. It's like the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon up in here. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's just another resource for up-and-coming cooks to have, to be able to stage and work at those restaurants. Because I think staging is becoming easier, which is nice. Because before it was like you either showed up or you emailed and got no response.
Exactly.
But now every restaurant has media people and office people that actually answer you, and they're like, hey, we don't have any room right now, or whatever. So the communication's getting better, and I can't wait to see what happens in the next 10 years for our industry.
For sure. Funny enough, when I staged at Le Bernardin, it was the first restaurant I ever staged at. They're like, we only accept stages on Saturdays, and I was like, that's the weirdest day to have that's the weirdest day to have stages.
It's because it's busy.
Yeah.
Because at Charter Oak, if you have a stage on Tuesday in the winter, like it's a seasonal town.
Yeah, exactly.
You're doing 50 covers in a big ass restaurant.
Yep.
And you're like, your cooks are like, I promise you that people come here. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
totally.
you don't want to have your cooks like embarrassed about how big. Like, chef, I don't have anything for him to do. Like, what's up? You know?
Yeah.
But lovely that California has that 4-hour stage rule. So yeah, you have to pay your stages, and they have to work 4 hours.
Oh, okay.
So we had to time it. Like, okay, what is this person going to be doing? What position are we hiring for? He's going to do exactly that. It's not like back in the day staging where it's like you showed up at 10, you helped the dishwasher put away the produce, then you prepped all day, then you did service, you cleaned down, you know, and then chef asks everybody if they like your cooking. And then, you know what I mean? Like, basically.
Yeah, that was pretty much like when we had stages, I felt like they would come in and kind of help open up with like the AM crew, but then, okay, you're gonna be on Hearth Station today, hang out with them, or if it was, you know, different day stages, like, okay, Hearth one day, you're going to go hosting the next day and stuff like that.
Very cool.
And, you know, there's so much, again, I went back to St. Louis, there's so much in St. Louis, and again, I'm not the smartest person, but I feel like with the restaurants that I'm overseeing, like, I want to how can we turn the page of this restaurant group in a way where the last 12 years is different than the next 12 years.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully I can, you know, progress this company in a better trajectory. You know, I'm very thankful, a huge shout out to Gerard, because one thing we're trying to really push is our benefits.
Yeah.
To showcase, you know, I know everyone's having a hard time hiring and stuff like now.
Yeah.
But our benefits here, we just got a 401k plan, which is huge for a small kind of independent company.
Yeah.
We offer mental health insurance, like dental, regular health insurance. You know, it's
mental health insurance, huh?
Yeah, like we're not insurance. Sorry, we're associated with this company in the area that, you know, we can get you assigned to.
If you need some help with stuff. Yeah,
so
that's great.
We're
nice
very,
support group.
We're very open. We want to be supportive to anyone and everyone.
Yeah,
and I think that's, you know, something that Single Thread really taught me, especially with those days of my spells of like not being able to go into work because like fuck, and having those talks with Chef Connor's like, it's okay, like you got to take care of your body. You're going through. So I think that's really beneficial. You know, it's not always about the push. It's also like, how do I take care of myself? But let's take care of everyone else.
Yeah. Very cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, fucking thanks for putting it all out there and doing the show, man.
Hell yeah.
Fucking looking forward to dinner tonight, for sure.
Yeah, it's so good.
And looking forward to breakfast tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to come by Chris Kelling's spot and blow him up a little bit. I haven't seen him in a long time. And the time that John Cena came to the restaurant, that he like came to the kitchen and like fucking... Chris Kelling was the guy who escorted him back. And he actually... they like set it up in this cool way where... Chris Kelling had me look at him, and he was like talking to me really closely, but like stepping forward, and I was like, oh, where are we? Like, are we going somewhere? And then I bump into John Cena, and like he did it in this cool way that I will always remember. Last thing, favorite wrestler and why?
Can I give you two?
Yeah, you can give me two.
It's either Sting or The Undertaker.
Okay, yeah. Sting or The Undertaker.
Both have the same, like, you know, the black and white, but granted Sting was very colorful at the beginning.
Yeah.
Both had those mysterious looks. Both never wrestled each other. And I watched both WCW and WWE, or WWF at the time, and both were just very...
polarizing, yeah. And you know what's cool, too, is... like Undertaker didn't let me down when you got to know who he really was.
Oh yeah.
I feel like nowadays when you get to know these people for who they really are, it's just like, God damn, we're surrounded by a bunch of scumbags who are talented at the arts.
For sure.
It's like, why is this happening? You know. But when it comes to him, I'm like, wow, he's actually a fucking stand-up dude who's respected by all of his peers. You know?
Side note, if anybody wants to know, and it's hilarious for you to know.
Yeah.
In high school, I had a group of friends that watch wrestling. So what do you do in high school when you have those friends? You backyard wrestle.
Exactly.
So we would steal light tubes from high school, plywood,
crack it over each other's backs.
Exactly.
That's I hear you, bro. I do that same thing. I'd get. My mom would get mad.
Oh,
yeah. She drove up one time. I forget. She was like leaving the neighborhood to go to work or something, and she saw me backyard wrestling in like a backyard from the street, and she was like, "Get the fuck inside."
Oh yeah.
So with that, I leave you. Suciotalk, episode 30. Fucking
39?
39. Boom. See? I should have you remind me because the last one I just listened to, I said 34 at the beginning and then 35 at the end. It's just like, what the fuck? I'll never get it right.